Pop's Garden. Today it's time to deadhead roses. You see our climbing roses here, and the flowers are spent, and we need to cut these off so we can get this to rebloom, and they rebloom fairly quickly. So let's figure out how to do this. If we follow where this flower stem originates from, we travel down, we'll see some leaves here. This is a three leaf, and you can see that it is arising from a five-leafed stem here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can prune either up here or down here, either way. So we'll prune up here about a 1/4 inch from that stem, and we'll look at this one. So you don't have to memorize that, oh, it's a 5-leaf, and if people forget, is it a 3-leaf or 5-leaf? Just look at where this is originated from. You can see it's coming out of this 5-leafed area here. So we just deadhead that. Now, we're over here. We still have some roses that are looking okay. So we can clean this up. So you see, we'll just come right in here, and we have some new ones coming along. So we want to clean that up. This is a little bit fussy work in here. And now we'll let that bloom. And we'll later, when these fade, then we'll cut them down to this 5-leafed area in here. So that's all we need to do with this, and we'll do this on all the roses all the way along the fence. So we have quite a bit of work to do. We got behind in our work, and we need to get everything in here and get it all cleaned up. So if we look at this particular rose here, if we look at my video in the very early spring about pruning roses, you'll see that we worked on this one. This is one of the ones we used in the video. So it's time to deadhead this shrub rose, and we look down in here, and we can see again where it's arising from. It's arising from this 5-leafed stem. So we just come right in here, and there where you've got it all cleaned up. We'll just get this a little bit better. Now here's 3-leafed, that's 3-leafed. This is the 5-leaf part right here. This is the area where we're going to see a new flower coming up. So on this one, we have a rather long stem. If we were going to bring this into the house when it's in full bloom and put it in a vase or something, we would cut down further. But we'll come down to this point here, and we want to cut again to an outward facing bud. So let's get rid of that. And you can see how this is coming into the center, and this is coming out this way. So what we'll do is we'll just take this part off, and you can see this will open up the rose, so we're facing this outward, and it gets air and circulation inside the rose. Now this cultivar here is a knockout rose. They smell really wonderful. This is a really nice flower on this, and they're supposed to be self-cleaning. They promote this, that you don't have to prune them, but I do like to get the dead off on here. And we'll see that it immediately comes out on a 5-leafed rose, this bud in here. And this is because it is understock is Rosa rugosa, which is a wild rose. So we're up in here, and we can see a inward facing bud. We'll cut all the way to the outward facing bud in here, right here. And you can see that's coming out this way. That's why I do like to do the knockout roses. We have a stem here. I want to see where this is coming from. And it's coming above the rootstock. You see, this looks different than the others. So this is in the way, but we do have a flower in here, so we'll let it go here. This should be okay. So I'd like to point out one other thing on these knockout roses here. Let's take a look. we see here that in spite of not being deadheaded, we're having new growth coming up at the junction where we would expect a flower. So right in here, it's going to do that whether we deadhead or not. A regular shrub rose, this will not happen. Only on the knockout roses, which is why they say they're self-cleaning, that you really don't have to deadhead them because they'll come up anyway. But I do like to take this dead stuff off like this anyway. Now, I want to also remind you, take a look at our early spring video of pruning the climbing roses. I just want to remind people who've seen that video that it doesn't matter on the climbers whether we cut to an outward facing bud or an inward facing bud. It doesn't matter. So we just get them all cleaned up. We'll have buds coming along, and we'll continue to deadhead this until about Labor Day, and then we will stop deadheading. What we want is these flowers, the spent flowers, are going to form rose hips. And again, on our early spring video, you'll see the rose hips. That we need to leave on about 50% of the plant so it has energy over the winter. That's the food for the rose over the winter time. So we're all cleaned up on this now. This is a regular shrub rose. This is not one of the knockout ones. And you see we've pruned these to outward facing buds in through here. And we've left some of the flowers on and gotten all the dead off. And we'll continue to do that right up until Labor Day. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Bob's Garden. Please subscribe, share, and comment on my videos. And remember, be curious, not judgmental.